The Golden Dome missile defense system is a very ambitious proposal by U.S. President Donald Trump. There's a hefty cost to it, but Canada is expressing interest in taking part as security and defense have become top priorities for our federal government. So, what could this Golden Dome look like exactly? Now, to give us some insight, we're joined now by Todd Harrison. He is a senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute think tank in Washington. Todd, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, so unlike Israel's Iron Dome, which basically defends against short-range threats, America's Golden Dome would be defending a much larger area against a wider range of threats like hypersonic weapons and intercontinental ballistic missiles. Can you explain in simple terms how this Golden Dome would actually work?
No, that's exactly right. It's a much more sophisticated range of threats we'd have to defend against for the U.S. homeland. It will likely be a layered system, layers of sensors to detect and track missiles. And those sensors, some will be on the ground, some will be at sea, some will be in space. And then it'll also have a layer of interceptors to shoot down those missiles, drones, hypersonic cruise missiles, whatever the case may be, to actually shoot them down before they can reach their intended target. So it's going to be many layers. Unfortunately, when they made the announcement earlier this week, they didn't provide any real details about what type of architecture they are proposing, that they're going to pursue, and what all the different layers in this system will be.
Well, Todd, some scientists have said this Golden Dome is just a fantasy of Trump's. Is it actually possible to build a dome over the United States? I mean, what would something like this actually cost? Ballpark.
Yeah, it is possible. It is technically feasible that you could do this. Now, you're never going to build a missile defense system for the entire continental United States that's 100% effective or even nearly 100% effective. What you're going to be able to do is take out, perhaps a significant fraction of the missiles that might be launched in a conflict towards the United States. So, people should set their expectations accordingly. But it is technically feasible. We do have many of the components that could be parts of the layers of this system already in existence, already in production, things like our Patriot air defense system, THAAD. We already have what we call a ground-based mid-course defense system. But these are all in very limited numbers, and many of them we don't have stationed in the United States. We keep them forward deployed for our forces overseas. One of the most striking parts of the executive order that Trump released back in January is that it calls for creating a constellation of space-based interceptors that could actually intercept a missile during the boost phase of its flight. It is technically possible to do that. As I pointed out in some of my writings, that is a type of intercept that does not scale very well with the threat. It takes hundreds of interceptors in space just to have enough so that one is always within range of where a missile may launch from. And if an adversary launches two missiles, then you've got to have twice as many interceptors in space to always have two within range. So, they are pursuing that space-based interceptor part of this, and that is likely to be one of the most expensive elements of it. Altogether, the president quoted a number 175 billion. We don't know what the time frame of that cost estimate is. Is it the cost just to get started with an initial capability in the next, 3 years? Is it a 5-year cost, a 10-year cost? He didn't provide any details.
All right, well, let's talk about time and how long it could take to build something like this. I mean, Trump says the Golden Dome would be operational before the end of his second term, so within 4 years. Is that realistic, though?
It is realistic that you could have some limited initial operating capability by the end of his presidential term. And the way you would do that is by investing in systems that are already in production. Things that we are already building, and just build more of them and station them around the U.S. And it would provide some minimal, initial level of production. You're not going to have the system fully done, not even within a decade. This is more of a generational type effort to build a homeland missile defense system that can cover the continental United States.
All right, so generational, maybe multinational. Let's talk about Canada's role in all of this. Our country's lack of spending on defense has been heavily criticized, and this, along with Arctic security, have really become top issues in this country in recent months. So there's a lot of pressure on our new government, and the government has confirmed we are in talks to take part in this Golden Dome proposal. So how do you see Canada's participation factoring into all of this? Is it critical, or is it a supporting role?
I think Canada and the United States have a long partnership when it comes to North American air defense, going back for many decades out, even in the early parts of the Cold War. And so I think it is important that the United States continue that partnership with Canada. And just looking at the physics of it, if you're defending the US and North America, it's inherently going to include parts of Canada, and it's going to benefit the system if some of the components of this system, some of the layers for sensors and for interceptors could be based in Canada as well. So I think it is important that we continue this partnership. It's not necessarily critical, but I think it is something that would be mutually beneficial.
All right, that is Todd Harrison with the American Enterprise Institute think tank in Washington. Todd, thank you so much for your time and your insights today.